Hello, my name is Jill, and I'm here today with Faith Fuller, who is president and co-founder of CRR Global, home of ORSC Coaching. Faith is also the director of CRR Global's certification program, and that's exactly what we'll be talking about today.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us to talk about certification today.
So Faith, I'm going to ask you some specific questions, but first, can you give us a bit of a brief overview of the program?
Yeah, we developed certification because we realized that the ORSC series gives you tons and tons of tools. And usually, because there's so many of them, we settle down and we have favorites that may be 4 or 5 different tools we use over and over. And there's a tendency to lose the range of the possibilities of the different kinds of work we can do using ORSC. So the certification program was designed to really develop practitioners. So yes, there's more theory and background and so on, but the main focus of the program is to really make you good as an ORSC practitioner.
Great, thanks. So tell me a little bit about what is the entry requirement for the program?
Yes, you need to have completed the whole ORSC series, so straight through to systems integration. And you need to have a couple of systems clients. You don't have to have a lot of them, but at least 2 to start out the program, and that's about it.
And how long is the program? Is it virtual? How does it work?
Yeah, it's primarily virtual, and it's international, by the way. So we have people calling in to each cohort from all over the world, and it's about 8 months long. I think it's 32 calls, something like that. But it's 8 months long, except for the coaching requirement of 100 hours, and you have a year to complete that.
And is there any component of the program that is live?
Yeah, I think the most exciting part is live. We use a semester model for our certification programs. We have a first semester and a second semester, and they focus on slightly different things. And in between those 2 is the residential. And for the residential, people fly in who are in the cohort, 15 people in a cohort, fly in from all over the world. And you spend 3 days with top senior faculty coaching using the large group skills. And not only are you practicing coaching, but you're also getting coached, because the focus of the coaching is the cohort itself. So you get to experience Land's work on the cohort, paper constellation on the cohort. So you have a deep experience of how it shifts a group from being, acquaintances to much more deeply connected and knowing one another much more intimately, which is, of course, the outcome of what happens when you do systems coaching. I love residential. It's the most exciting thing.
I can see, and I can only imagine that it must be so exciting for the participants who are coming from all over the world to actually see each other face to face. And
yes. Well, of course, frankly, we found the program has changed since we moved it to Zoom, which many of you may know out there is it's virtual, but you see each other in the screen. It's video. And it's improved that sense of connectedness a lot, but there's nothing like the face-to-face interaction that you get from with people all over the world when you come to residential.
So can you tell me a little bit about what the program consists of? What are the program components?
Sure. We went for a university model for our certification program. And what that means is that there are a variety of different kinds of modalities. You could think of them as different classrooms that you go to. So there are skill drill calls that deepen your understanding of a specific skill, say alignment coaching. There are also lots of supervision. You get 17 hours of different kinds of supervision. One form of supervision is team coaching supervision. You get 6 2-hour sessions with that, with a live supervisor with your whole cohort. There is also group supervision, which is a much more small and intimate group of 5, where everybody brings a recording for the rest of the group to listen to, and you have a supervisor there to help you deepen in your competencies and so on. And there's also individual supervision, where you get 6 hours with an individual supervisor, you bring a recording, and you really deepen your skills. So there's lots of supervision. That was our main focus. But there's also an online university, which is every other week, where you have homework, you read about what's coming up next, you have applications of the whatever's being discussed in the in what we call OI, ORSC Institute, to your World Work project, which brings me around to the World Work project. Primarily in the second half of the program, you have a World Work project. And it's another thing that I find really exciting because we wanted to put out people who really had a stake for using ORSC in the world as change agents. So we let you choose where you want to do it, how you want to do it, how long it's going to be. It could be as short as, I think the shortest we ever had was somebody who did a sermon for their church on right relationship. And some of these programs run for years and become practically permanent installations in either their companies or across countries. So the World Work Project will be entirely up to you. You're not graded on it, but it's a chance for you to really make a difference in the world. And that's very exciting to me. That's part of the World Work Project. We also have colleague calls, and of course, the residential, where you come together for 3 days. And coaching, you have a coaching requirement for 100 hours. So those are the main structures of certification. So we want it to be interesting, to mix it up, different things, different times, and broad in its scope.
I love the fact that there's this give back component. I find the World Work Project so exciting, and actually, many of the World Work projects are actually featured in our global newsletter. A few times a year, we're starting to feature those stories, and they're pretty compelling.
They're very compelling. I think ORSCers are designed to make a difference in the world, to be change agents. And the stuff they do is hugely varied because ORSC is applicable to so many different things, whether it's working with kids or people who are ill or teams or, mergers. And we had one piece that was close to my heart that had Palestinians and Israelis talking to each other by phone using ORSC tools. And it was called Conversations with the Other, to help create a bridging understanding between Palestinians and Israelis. And those kinds of things I think are thrilling.
It's so powerful, so powerful. Coming back to just a few of the logistics, you had mentioned that one of the components is having some systems coaching clients. I think you had mentioned that you need at least two to start the program.
Yeah, shortly after you come into the program, within the first few months, you need to be able to have a recording for your group supervision calls. So it's helpful to have them. Always people come in terrified, oh my God, I'm never going to find systems clients. We have various ways of helping you to do that, which you can hear more about on information calls. But also, one of the main points of coming into certification is to get your act together, to build your practice. And people always come in scared about their 100 hours. And the overwhelming majority, about 95%, complete their hours within their year. And sometimes people don't because they've been ill or whatever, and we give them an extension. So we encourage people not to flip out about the hours. Yes, you're going to have to get your practice together, and that's certification is a great structure for doing that.
And just a quick question: do these clients have to be paying clients?
No. I think it's 25 hours can be pro bono. Also, you get credit for getting coached by another systems coach, another ORSC coach. And you also can do a certain number of hours of individual coaching using ORSC tools. So there's a lot of different ways to get those hours going. And finally, the ICF does have a requirement that you have a certain number of paying hours, but they don't say how much. We have people that are in organizations that are getting a salary and they just say, give me a nickel, Right. So there's a formal exchange. They're already being paid by their organization or whatever. So it hasn't been an issue.
Oh, excellent. So how often do you run certification programs?
Yeah, it's variable. Depending on how many. Sometimes we're doing specific certifications in specific countries, such as South Africa, And of course, Japan has its own certification program, but primarily the public CRR Global certifications are about 2 in the spring and 2 in the fall. So again, it's variable, but that's generally what we end up doing.
I'm really getting the sense that this program, you use the word deepen a lot, and it just sounds like this program for ORSC practitioners really deepens their learning, practical application, developing mastery over this incredible content.
Absolutely. I think my image for that is, rather than you're sitting there trying to go through your manual saying, what do I do here? That your sense of the system is much more profound, and your sense of intuition about, I need to shift tools to this tool, really increases over time. It's just experience. Think many of our students are already certified, and think about what you were like before your certification in your previous coaching school and what you were like afterwards. There's tons of difference after that certification just from experience.
Excellent. Faith, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today. And for more information on CRR Global Certification Program or to register, you can either visit the website, which is crrglobal.com. You go to the For Coaches tab, and then on the drop-down menu, there's a link to our certification page. Or you can email CERT, C-E-R-T, at crrglobal.com, or you can call 707-534-3239. Also, Faith holds monthly information calls as well, where she goes into even more detail about what the program is all about. And so if you check our website again, crrglobal.com, go to the certification page, and all of the dates and all kinds of other relevant information is listed there. Again, Faith, thank you so much.
My pleasure. And by all means, if you're interested, join me in an information call. I'd love to hear your voice.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.